Eating your way to younger genes. You're not just eating foods, you're activating genes that control your biology. And that is called epigenutrition, which is how food controls your genes. And there's two main groups that do all the work. First, we have the bioactives and we have methyl donors. First, let's talk about the bioactives, which are natural compounds which we can find in foods that directly send signals to your genes and tell them what to do. And they can help with activating the detox pathways, reduce inflammation, and also support longevity genes. Eat the rainbow. I'm sure you heard that one before, right? Different colors actually have different gene signals. So as an example, if you eat red foods such as tomato, they support the antioxidant pathways. If you eat green vegetables like broccoli, they activate the detox genes. And blue or purple, like berries, help with protecting the brain. And dark foods like coffee or chocolate are packed with polyphenols. Here's some key examples. First, we have sulforaphane, which you can find in broccoli sprouts, which activates the detox system. However, either you have to eat it raw because the chewing and the saliva activates sulforaphane in the broccoli, otherwise, it's not coming to light. And if you have frozen broccoli and you steam it, then you're kind of like destroying it. However, if you add some mustard with the broccoli, it also activates sulforaphane. So these are very important, otherwise sulforaphane is not getting activated. The same way if you have a glow stick, you can have the glow stick, all day long, but until you break it, it doesn't get activated. And that's how broccoli is with sulforaphane. Then we have polyphenols and flavonoids, which you can find in olive oil, berries, or green tea, which are responsible for reducing inflammation and oxidative stress. Next one is curcumin, which you can find in turmeric, which is a powerful anti-inflammatory signal. Then we have resveratrol, which you can find in grapes and berries, activates the longevity genes such as the sirtuins. These are not just nutrients, they are signals telling your body on how to rewrite your future. Group number 2 is methyl donors. Now this is the control system. Methyl donors help regulate DNA methylation. In other words, which basically means it controls the on and the off switch of your genes. And you can find some of those key nutrients, to control the on and off switch for methylation in folate, which is B9, you can find in leafy greens, broccoli and lentils. B12, which you can find in meat, fish and eggs. Choline, which you can find in egg yolk and liver. Methionine, which is basically you can find in all the protein-rich foods such as meat, fish and nuts. And then betaine, also known as TMG, you can find in spinach, quinoa and beets. Keep in mind, these nutrients don't just nourish you, they make sure that your genes are being switched on or off correctly. And why this is so important for longevity? Because if your methylation is off, it can cause brain fog, fatigue, poor detoxification, and of course, much higher risk for diseases, such as cancer, heart disease, and so on. So remember, bioactives send the signals, methyl donors control the switches. Same DNA, but very different outcomes. So if you want to optimize your health, your energy, your longevity, follow for more education. And if you're interested in our longevity programs, where I'll teach you all that stuff in more details, then hit me up and we can set up a 30-minute free consultation and I will tell you everything you need to know.